मानव मन में जिज्ञासाएं सदा से ही रही हैं और इन जिज्ञासाओं से हुए हैं नए आविष्कार, नई खोजें। इस महान सृष्टि से जुड़े प्रश्नों के उत्तर पाने के लिए जब सारा विश्व बाहर की ओर देख रहा था, तब कोई था जो इन प्रश्नों की गहराई में उतर रहा था और खोज रहा था स्वयं को। वो कोई और नहीं, हमारा देश भारत ही था। उसकी यही तलाश, यही खोज उसका साक्षात्कार करवाती है शाश्वत सत्य से। उसकी यही खोज उसे ले जाती है शून्य तक, जहां साधारण मानव तर्क उसे कभी नहीं ले जा सकते थे। और तभी तो शून्य का आविष्कार भारत में होता है।
The zero is one of the greatest intellectual achievements in human history. It's on par with the discovery of fire and the wheel.
शून्य ने ही हमें चांद सितारों से मिलवाया, कंप्यूटरों से उपग्रहों के लॉन्च तक सफर कराया, टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से फोन, आधुनिक संचार, व्यापार से अंतरिक्ष तक की उड़ान, सब कुछ शून्य या जीरो को जाने बिना संभव नहीं होता।
All modern science and technology would not be possible without it. This discovery is what now allows us to write all numbers, large or small, in terms of just 10 symbols, 1 through 9 and 0. And that is a contribution of India that has changed the world.
शून्य से आरंभ कर अब हम एक ऐसे सफर पर निकलेंगे जहां हम जानेंगे कि भारत ने विश्व को कितना कुछ दिया है। हमें जानना ही चाहिए, क्योंकि स्रोत को जाने बिना भविष्य का मार्ग प्रशस्त नहीं हो सकता।
तो शुरू करते हैं कहानी शून्य या जीरो की। दुनिया के दो जाने माने गणित के प्रोफेसर से जानते हैं कि भारत ने कैसे की ये महत्वपूर्ण खोज और क्यों ये सिर्फ भारत ही कर सकता था, बाकी कोई और प्राचीन सभ्यता यह करिश्मा नहीं कर पाई। कंप्यूटर्स और टेक्नोलॉजी से लैस आज हम उस समय की कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकते जब नंबर और जीरो के बिना भी प्राचीन सभ्यताएं रोजमर्रा की गणित कैसे करती होंगी। खैर, धीरे धीरे करके 1 से लेकर 9 तक नंबर तो आ गए, पर जीरो अभी भी गायब था। जरा सोचिए कि नंबर्स क्यों होते हैं। आप कहेंगे गिनने के लिए, पर अगर कुछ है ही नहीं तो क्या गिनेंगे और क्यों हो कोई सिंबल। यही तो है कमाल भारत का कि जहां कुछ भी नहीं था वहां सब कुछ बना डाला।
I think many people will be very surprised that zero needed to be discovered. I mean, what's the big deal about nothing? Numbers, for example, were meant to count things that you could see. And if there was nothing there, why would you need a number for it? So this is a big intellectual breakthrough. The idea of having a symbol to represent something that wasn't even there.
तो आखिर जीरो की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी और कैसे इस तक पहुंचे हमारे पूर्वज? यह एक बहुत ही दिलचस्प कहानी है। तो सुनिए प्रोफेसर मार्कस से उस दौर के बारे में जब रोम, इजिप्ट और सभी प्राचीन सभ्यताएं जीरो से अनभिज्ञ थी। देखिए वो कैसे गिनती करती थी।
If you think about how the Romans, or in fact the ancient Egyptians wrote their numbers, they needed to invent a new symbol every time the number got bigger.
हर नए नंबर के लिए उन्हें उसे दर्शाने के लिए एक नया चिन्ह बनाना पड़ता था। कुल मिलाकर नतीजा ये था कि इससे इजिप्ट की पूरी गिनती ही सिकुड़ कर रह गई थी। सिंबल्स की भरमार ने उनकी गिनती को ऐसा बना दिया कि दिमाग घूम जाए।
So here we see all of the different symbols that had to be created each time in ancient Egypt the number increased by a factor of 10. So this actually limits the Egyptians in how big their numbers can be, because you need a new symbol each time and it becomes very confusing if you want to write 999,999. The number of symbols you need if you haven't got a zero it is ridiculous.
और फिर भारत ने जीरो दिया और दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी गुत्थी सुलझा दी। बस अब क्या था, 1 से लेकर 9 और ऊपर से 0, साथ ही साथ दशमलव और नेगेटिव नंबर्स बनाकर भारत ने एक ऐसा संसार रच दिया जिसकी कल्पना हम आज शायद नहीं कर सकते। पर यह आइडिया आखिर आया कहां से?
So the concept of zero was there philosophically in the air in India since ancient times, thousands of years ago. The concept of shunyata. Shunyata was the state that one is trying to achieve when one meditates. So that zero was in the air, and it was only India then that could take the next step and say, we should make a symbol for this.
I mean, why did all of these other great cultures, ancient Greece, the Mayans, they never came up with this idea of zero in its own right? And I think this actually grows out of ideas of Indian philosophy and culture, because zero, sunyata, nothing, the void, was not something to be scared of. It was the possibility of something.
प्रोफेसर मंजुल भार्गव, जिनका शुमार दुनिया के चोटी के गणितज्ञों में होता है, उन्होंने इस विषय पर काफी शोध की है और वो जीरो की हिस्ट्री ट्रेस कर हमें इसकी शुरुआत की कहानी बता रहे हैं।
The first place that it arises as a symbol is in the work of Painini when he was studying the mathematics of language. And the first zero was actually a linguistic zero, a placeholder that had its own symbol where there was a blank. It took time to say it, but you don't actually say anything. So there was a symbol for the linguistic zero called the avagraha. But the first time that we see that a symbol for zero was used as a number is in the Bakshali manuscript, where the modern base 10 numerals that we know today, the Indian numerals that we all use today to write numbers, were first seen in this Bakshali manuscript. And that goes back to about the year 300, where the zero was written as a dot. So they were writing numbers just the way they do today in this Bakshali manuscript, but the zero was written as a dot. So you can see that there is a symbol for the zero, but it wasn't quite equal to the other numbers 1 through 9 because it was much smaller. It was just written as a dot.
गिनती में ही नहीं, शून्य तो भारतीय कहानियों और कल्पनाओं में भी कहीं पहले से ही घर बना चुका था।
There's this beautiful work of literature, a novel called Vasavdatta, written by Subandhu around the year 400, when a character is describing the night sky and sees all these stars. He describes the stars as being shunya bindus scattered across the sky, and this is in the year 400. So you can see how widespread already in India the symbol for the zero already was.
तो आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं कि भारत की कल्पनाओं में जीरो कब से चल रहा है और कितने व्यापक तौर पर। और फिर महान ब्रह्मगुप्त इस शून्य को कल्पनाओं से निकालकर धरती पर ले आए।
Real breakthrough in India, the real conceptual, intellectual achievement around zero that happened was when Brahmagupta, in his Brahmaspurta Siddhant in 628, said that zero should be treated as a number just like any other number, on par with any other number. Suddenly zero was in the mix.
यहाँ गौर करने वाली बात यह है कि भारत के इस इटर्नल आइडिया को समझने और अपनाने में वेस्ट को कई सदियां लग गई।
The Europeans just couldn't see the point. In fact, they thought it was a very dangerous concept to have a symbol for nothing. So it took many centuries, actually, after the discovery of this number in India, for the Europeans to accept that this was a number that was needed and was a really revolutionary, exciting new idea.
शून्य की खोज का अर्थ थोड़े शब्दों में बता पाना आसान नहीं है। यह एक ऐसी खोज थी जिसने मानव जीवन की परिभाषा ही बदल दी। गणित हो या विज्ञान, कला हो या अनुसंधान, इस एक खोज ने मानव सोच को सीमाओं से मुक्त कर दिया, उसकी कल्पना को पंख दे दिए, उसे अंतरिक्ष तक पहुंचा दिया। इसी ने आगे चलकर कैलकुलस को जन्म दिया और जुड़ने लगे नए अध्याय विज्ञान में, टेक्नोलॉजी में। इन सारे मानव चमत्कारों की आधारशिला थी शून्य की खोज।
पर जीरो ही नहीं, भारत ने गणित के एक से एक कई और धुरंधर आइडियाज को भी जन्म दिया।
Actually, there are many other contributions that are truly fundamental to mathematics that came from India that are much less well known. There's the Pythagorean theorem, that's often called Bodhayana Pythagorean theorem, was first discovered by Bodhayana around the year 700, 800 BC. Another huge area of mathematics that was advanced and discovered in India is the mathematics of language, the generative grammar, which is due to Painini. So Painini was the first one to give algebraic rules to generate all valid sentences in a language, namely the language of Sanskrit. Another very important contribution to mathematics from India is the sine function in trigonometry, which was first discovered by Aryabhatta, the legendary mathematician Brahmagupta. He also introduced the negative numbers so that the numbers that we work with then form a ring. And that was a huge leap, a huge breakthrough that changed mathematics, because we now had a system of numbers where you could add and subtract and multiply any two numbers to form a ring, which is the modern terminology for a set of numbers that's closed under multiplication, subtraction, and addition.
Brahmagupta actually started playing around with how 0 interacted with other numbers. So, for example, if you have 1 plus 0, what's that? Well, it doesn't change the number, so that's the number 1. What about 1 take away nothing? Well, still you have 1 left. But he also considered, well, what if you multiply by 0? Then everything vanishes and you get 0. But perhaps the most revolutionary idea he considered is, what if you actually divide by 0? And that caused a lot of problems and essentially required the discovery of the calculus to make sense of dividing by 0.
ब्रिटिश राज आते आते भारत के साइंस और मैथ्स के आविष्कारों के बारे में दुनिया ने सब कुछ भुला दिया। जैसे कि इतिहास के ये पन्ने किताब से फाड़कर फेंक दिए। भारत के इन महत्वपूर्ण योगदानों का जिक्र भी कहीं नहीं। शायद हम खुद भी भूल गए अपना गौरवशाली इतिहास। ऐसा क्यों हुआ?
As a mathematician, I was kind of taught the history of my subject starts with the ancient Greeks, who introduced the idea of proof and geometry. Then everything goes quiet again until the medieval period when Fibonacci appears and suddenly mathematics takes off again. But there was so much mathematics being done in India. So why is it that we don't celebrate and know about these great discoveries? I'm afraid it is just the fact that history is written by the conquerors, and at that time it was the West. And so I think that really this has been written out of the story of mathematics and science in general. And for me, I really love celebrating the fact that some of the great ideas of my subject, 0, negative numbers, even early forms of the calculus were being done in Kerala before Newton and Leibniz discovered it in the 16th century, 17th century. So I'm afraid I think it's a really political issue. We need to go back, look at these great discoveries and celebrate them.
So a certain colonial narrative was built in Indian textbooks and textbooks from around the world. And those colonial narratives still remain in our textbooks today. We've never really decolonized our textbooks and the way we teach in schools. And so that's something important that one must think about, and hopefully over time this kind of decolonization will happen and correct narratives about history and the history of mathematics and science will make their way into textbooks. And I think that's a really important thing to do, because it's important to know what really happened, and it's important for non-European nations to regain their pride, their confidence in the work that was done on their land, and to know the true history of concepts in mathematics and science.
मानव सभ्यता को जितना भारत ने दिया है वह अतुलनीय है. The way we have impacted the human civilization, it is absolutely unparalleled. अब समय आ गया है कि भारत को उसका स्थान मिले, उसका गौरव, उसका सम्मान. जहां एक और भारतीय विद्वान गणित के क्षेत्र में नई नई खोज कर रहे थे और सुलझा रहे थे अनंत के समीकरण, वहीं दूसरी ओर वो गहराई में उतर रहे थे ब्रह्मांड के गूढ़ रहस्यों पर प्रकाश डालने के लिए।